Namaste students and welcome to the new lecture of standard 10 science chapter number 12 electricity. Okay, so in last lecture we have studied about Ohm's law. Okay, and in this lecture we will study about the factors on which the resistance of a conductor depends. That conductor which oppose the movement of electricity, the which are some factors which are responsible for the resistance. Okay, so before moving to and studying that factors, let's take one activity, which is activity 12.3. So complete an electric circuit consisting of a cell, emitter, nichrome wire of length L, say mark 1, and a plug key as shown in figure 12.5. Okay, so here in this activity only this part will change. Plug key K will constant, emitter A will be constant, our cell is constant. Okay, only we will change the nichrome wire which is connected between these 2 points, this and this. Okay, only these points will be changed. So we will change the thickness of the wire, we will change the length of the wire, we will change the material of the wire and check whether there is any change in the electricity. Okay, so now plug the key, note the current in the emitter. Okay, first of all you have connected nichrome wire, then you on the key, plug the key, and then you note down the reading of emitter. Then replace the nichrome wire by another nichrome wire of same thickness but twice the length, that is 2L, marked as 2. See here in this figure, this 2 mark as 2. Okay, so what did they do? Same thickness. Okay, the thickness will be same of that nichrome wire, only the length will be double. They take twice the length of nichrome wire which they used previously. Okay, and then they mark the emitter reading. Okay, nichrome wire is what? Nickel plus chromium. It is one type of alloy. It is not only nickel or only chromium, it is a mixture of those two metals, so it is called alloy of nickel and chromium, which is called nichrome wire. Okay, then now replace the wire by a thicker nichrome wire of the same length L. A thicker wire has a larger cross sectional area. Again note down the current throughout the circuit. See, cross sectional area means what? For example, this is one wire. Okay, and cross sectional wire will be circular, so this is its radius. Okay, or you can take diameter. So if you increase the thickness of wire, okay, then it means what? The diameter will also increase. If the diameter will increase, then that circle, the cross sectional area of that wire will also increase. Okay, so then after increasing its thickness, you have to measure the reading of current in the emitter. Now instead of taking a nichrome wire, connect a copper wire in the circuit. Let the wire be the same length and same area of cross section as that of the first nichrome wire. Note down the value of the current. Then you have to replace that nichrome wire with simple copper wire. Okay, copper wire is a good conductor. Okay, so same thickness and same length copper wire you have inserted in place of nichrome wire. Notice the difference in the current in all the cases. Okay, first case what happened? Normal nichrome wire. Second case you increase the length. Okay, only length will increase, not the diameter of the nichrome wire increase. It is the same. In third case you increase the diameter of the nichrome wire but the length is same. And in fourth case you increase the you change the material of copper. Okay, you change the nichrome wire with copper wire with same length and same cross sectional area, and then you mark the emitter reading. Okay, current I. So in all these cases we have to mark I, and by Ohm's law you all have know that V upon I is equal to R. So R is inversely proportional to I. Okay, remember this thing in mind. R is indirectly not proportional to I, but it is inversely proportional to I. So when I will increase, then R will decrease, and when I will decrease, the R will increase because it is inversely proportional to the resistance. Okay, so we will notify the resistance by reading of current I. It is observe that the emitter reading decreases to 1/2 when the length of the wire is double. फॉर एग्जाम्पल फर्स्ट केस में हमारे जो वायर था उस वायर की लेंथ L थी. देन सेकेंड केस वी हैव चेंज दैट लेंथ टू 2L. So we say that when we double the length, the emitter reading decreases to 1/2, means emitter reading shows 1/2 I. Okay, first case it was I, then second case when we double the length of our nichrome wire, then our current is half, it is reduced to half. The emitter reading increase when a thicker wire of the same material and of the same length is used in the circuit. So second case, what we do, we increase the diameter of that wire. Okay, we increase its cross sectional area, so we can see that emitter reading is increased. It means current I is increased when we increase the thickness of the wire. A change in emitter reading is observed when a wire of different material of the same length and the same area of cross section is used. So in fourth case, when we use copper wire instead of nichrome wire, it shows different current because its resistance will be different. On applying Ohm's law, we observe that the resistance of the conductor depends on its length, on its area of cross section, and on the nature of the material. Precise measurements have shown that resistance of a uniform metallic conductor is directly proportional to length and inversely proportional to the area of cross section. Okay, see, first of all you have to remember the relation between current I and resistance R, which is I is inversely proportional to R. Okay, so in first case what happened, our I is half, so when I will be half, it means R is increasing. Okay, so we can say that when we twice the length of the wire, then our R will be increasing. Okay, this is the first case. Then in second case what happened, if we increase the thickness of the wire but the length will be same, so when thickness is increasing, then the reading of the emitter is also increasing. It means what, R is decreasing, so we can say that R is directly proportional to L. Okay, because when length is increasing, I will be decreasing and R will be increasing. But when thickness means how can you change the thickness, by increasing its diameter. Okay, so when diameter is increasing, then your resistance will be decreasing. So it means what, it means R is inversely proportional to the diameter. Okay, diameter square, it is inversely proportional because you have to take cross sectional area. So formula of cross sectional area is pi d square. Okay, so it is inversely proportional to the d. Okay, here they take only area. Okay, so not consider d, you can take only area, that R is directly proportional to length and inversely proportional to area, because when we increase the length, R will be increasing, and when we increase the cross sectional area, R will decrease. So it is inversely proportional to R. Okay, so R is proportional to L upon A. So we need one constant, so here we put rho. Rho is what, when rho is a constant of proportionality and it is called the electrical resistivity. Electrical resistivity is called rho. The material of the conductor, the means rho define the material of the conductor, that we change the copper wire, then our I is different. If we change another material, aluminum or that type of wire, then the current passing from that wire will be also different. So it is proportional to the rho, which is the electrical resistivity of the material of the conductor, that the wire is made up of which material, rho is depend on that. The SI unit of resistivity is ohm meter. Okay, SI unit is its ohm meter. How ohm meter? Because it is a characteristic property of a material. The metals and alloys have very low resistivity in the range of 10 raised to minus 8 ohm meter to 10 raised to minus 6 ohm meter. Okay, 10 raised to minus 8 means 1 upon 10 raised to 8. So it is very less than, it is nearby 0.000 like that. Okay, so they are good conductor whose resistivity will be low. They are good conductors of electricity. Insulators like rubber and glass have resistivity of the order of 10 raised to 12 to 10 raised to 17 ohm meter. Both the resistance and the resistivity of material vary with temperature. They both are vary with temperature. Now how the unit of rho is comes to rho meter, okay, that we will study. So the formula we can write rho is equal to R A divided by L, because here we have R is equal to rho L upon A. So rho is equal to R into A divided by L. Okay, then rho is equal to R A divided by L. Then R, you all know R's unit rho ohm. A, area is meter square. Okay, and length is in meter. Okay, so here 1 meter will cancel and 1 meter will cancel, so we will get rho into meter is the unit of rho. Okay, table 12.2 reveals that the resistivity of an alloy is generally higher than that of its constituent metals. Alloys do not oxidize readily at high temperatures. For this reason, they are commonly used in electric heating devices. See, resistivity of an alloy is very higher than its constituent metals. Okay, so nichrom's resistivity will be higher, so it will pass less current compared to copper. So copper's electricity we will get higher, and nichrome we will get less electricity than copper wire because its resistivity is high. Okay, alloys do not oxidize readily at high temperatures. वो नहीं होंगे हाई टेम्परेचर से. For this reason, they are commonly used in electrical heating device like iron, toasters, etc. In these things, that wires which you find inside that section, these wires are made up by alloys, not any one metals, because they do not oxidize, means burn readily at high temperatures. कि उसको आप burn करोगे for a longer temperature, then also it will sustain its original form. It will not melt. Okay, tungsten is used almost exclusively for filaments of electric bulbs, whereas copper and aluminum are generally used for electrical transmission lines. See, alloys are resistivity will be high, so they will pass less current. So we cannot make our electrical wire with those alloys material. For them we are used normal metals like copper and aluminum. Only one metal wire we are used for passing electricity, because their resistance will be very low, resistivity will be low, so they will pass more and good amount of current. Whereas in electrical heating appliances, this kind of only one metal wire are not suitable, so or for that purpose we are using alloys of those metals. Okay, and tungsten we use in this kind of bulb, and bulb like this material. Okay, in our bulb like this material we use tungsten wire for this kind of materials. Okay, electrical resistivity of some substances at 20 degrees Celsius. Okay, so these are some substances and these are their resistivity in ohm into meter. You don't need to memorize these values. Okay, if in exam there will be asked any sum regarding that, then they will mention their resistivity. Okay, so this table is only for your knowledge, not you don't have to remember this table in your examination. Now we are studying some examples of this resistivity. Okay, so first example is how much current will an electric bulb draw from a 220-volt source if the resistance of the bulb filament is 1200 ohm. How much current will be an electrical heater draw from a 220-volt source if the resistance of the heater is 100 ohm. Okay, so you all know the formula is V upon I is equal to R. So in first case we have given V and V as 220 volt and R is for 1200 ohm. So we can say I is equal to V upon R. Okay, so 220 divided by 1200, we will get 0.18 ampere, which is your current. In second case, 220 volt V is given and resistance R is given. Okay, so same case, I is equal to V upon R, which means 220 divided by 100 ohms, so we get 2.2 ampere. Okay, note the difference of the current drawn by an electric bulb and electric heater for the same 220 watt source. So see, in both these our voltage is same 220 watt. Okay, but resistivity is different. So here in first case our resistivity is 1200 ohm, so we get only 0.18 ampere electric current from that. And in second case we have 100 ohm resistance, so we get 2.2 ampere, more than electricity than first case. Okay, so resistivity is inversely proportional to the our current I. When resistivity increases, current decreases, as you can see in first case. And when resistivity will decrease, our current increases, as you can see in this second case. Okay, then next sum, the potential difference between the terminals of an electrical heater is 60 watt. Okay, V is equal to 60 watt when it draws a current of 4 ampere from the source. What current will the heater draw if the potential difference is increased to 120 volt? Okay, so first of all, V is given and I is given, so you can find by using Ohm's formula, you can find its R, resistivity. So resistivity is V upon I, which is 60 divided by 4, it is 15 ohm. So now in second they are asking what current will the heater draw if the potential difference is increased to 120 watt. Now they are given V, we have find R, so we have find I. Okay, how much will be I? So our formula is V upon R is equal to I. So V is 120 watt and R is 15 ohms. So by dividing 120 to 15, we will get 8 ampere as our current. Okay, see, these are very easy examples, they are asked in 2 marks. Okay, so you need to prepare these examples very well. Okay, now this third example, example 12.5 and example 12.6, I need to explain you in the online lecture of Google Meet or any other application. Okay, so at that time I will explain you this both examples. Okay, so we will stop here with example 12.4. So you have any doubts in factors affecting resistance, then please ask me in the comment section or during the lectures. Okay, so thank you and see you in the next video. Bye.